So what is going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another zombies video where today we are going to be taking a look at the quotes said by our characters around the campfire in Tag der Toten. We hear loads of different interesting conversations that our characters have, where they talk or expand on things we didn't really know too much about. So as always, if you enjoyed today's video, a like rating would be appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest zombies videos, but let's get into it. Here we go. So first off, some of these quotes are from a guy called Kingdom Hops, so credit to him. But like I said, in Tag der Toten, in the sunken path area of the map, there is a campfire that you can interact with during the Easter egg. And when you do, you will begin to hear our characters, Primus and Ultimus, having conversations. And since we are hearing them through the campfire, clearly it is representing the one they are around in the forest. We can hear the conversations that they are having through the campfires. And while they talk about a load of random things, a lot of it is quite emotional, talking about their journey, how far they've come and what they want to do next, going on about their friendships, their families, their homes, their past and future. We also hear them having a good time, a laugh between each other, celebrating before this is all over. It is quite sad and happy at the same time, but what's most interesting is there is a couple of quotes said by our characters that are important to our storyline. First off, Richtofen expands more on Dimension 2210. Before this, we've only ever really read a little bit about it in the Canorium. We have Nikolai talking about the Canorium, the Agarthan device, and much more. So I'm going to let you listen to these and I'll come back and talk about a couple of interesting points after. They are quite long, so get your popcorn, enjoy.
I've known some of you for a long time. The others? Well, kind of feels that way too. It's not always been plain sailing, but it looks like we finally pulled it off. So, to answer Nikolai's question about what I really want, I just want my happy ending. Yeah, me too, brother. Okay, calm down. By happy ending, I mean finally being able to hang up my guns and maybe do something that won't end up getting me maimed or killed. Look, I know what you're thinking. What the hell else can Dempsey do besides be knee-deep in combat? Well, I've thought about that. We may have won our war, but that doesn't mean there won't still be a need for soldiers. Reckon I might serve my country best by helping train up the next generation of recruits. You know, pass on my expert knowledge.
Excellent idea. Making the next generation even dumber is the American way.
Zip it, Doc! Before I do it for you, with my boots! Anyway, while we're on the subject of boots, let me just raise a glass to one of the finest men to ever set foot in a pair. Peter McCain, Semper Fi, brother. Semper Fi.
Sympathy!
Hip hip hooray. Sorry.
Now, Dempsey, when I count to 3, I want you to throw the grape into the air.
What? At you? Into the fire?
The choice is yours. 1.
Really?
Really. 2.
Whoa!
Do you know why I picked you, Dempsey? I knew you would go on 2.
Hey,
Where'd you get fucking grape?
you want to know about pain? I know about pain levels that none of you bozos can even imagine.
I got shot in the face. Does that count?
I'm talking about the kind of pain you have to live with.
Oh, sounds intriguing. Do tell.
So, back in boot camp, the squad house had these cheap, broke-ass bunks. MCRD probably bought them secondhand from Alcatraz or some other hellhole. Anyways, the mattress was about as thick as your freaking finger, and it sat right on top of an old-ass metal frame of half-rusted bed springs.
My, what horrors you have suffered! I have experienced more pain stubbing my toe.
Hold your horses, Tack. I ain't got to the pain bit yet. So, I wake up early one morning, swing my legs onto the ice-cold floor, and try to remember what the biggest problem of the day is gonna be. I don't know it yet, But my biggest problem is the fact that the crappy mattress is no longer covering the springs near the side of the bed. The DI stomps in and yells, "Lights, lights, lights!" And we all snap to our feet. Now, I don't know how much y'all know about physics, but when your body weight's on a bed, those springs are all stretched out. When that weight is removed, they snap shut like a bear trap. It took me a minute to process what had happened. But that, my friends, is why you always wear shorts. Even more important when you get older.
Oh, amen.
So, we got these Boy Scouts to run around frantically trying to construct some Agarthan device. I get it, but what is it? What does it do?
The Agarthan device can do many things. It has the power to open and close new worlds.
New worlds? Ain't we opened enough new worlds? Isn't that why we're in this mess in the first place?
As I said, it has the power to do many things. For us, I intend to use it to bring us the peace that has eluded us for so long.
Cheers to that, but we'll see.
Udim Zdrovia.
Campfire.
I need a refill.
I feel very much more drunk than usual. Oh, what is in this stuff? Potatoes? No, it's not joke. Potato vodka is very good. So, Nikolai was out drinking with friends. I knew it was late and wife would be mad. But we were having good time. After a few more drinks, I vomited on uniform. Oh, I knew I was in big trouble. My friend says, "No, Nikolai," and tucks 5 rubles in my pocket. "Just tell wife the drunken stranger made mess and even gave money to pay for cleaning." It's brilliant idea, huh? Yeah. So I stay out. More drinks, more fun, eh? Then finally I get home. Wife is very, very mad. I tell her about drunk man who made sick and how he gave me 5 rubles to pay for cleaning. Wife says, "But there is 10 rubles here." "Ah, yes," I say. "He also crapped in my pants."
I do not get it. Maybe you would like to hear Takio's stand-up routine?
No!
Well, I'm not a very complicated man. My needs are simple. I just want power, preferably absolute.
You destroyed Earth. Is that not enough?
Thank you, Azami. Thank you, Azar Nikolai. This is all very entertaining. But I cannot help but feel a little morose.
Ain't that you all over, Richtofen?
Yeah, I suppose you're right. We may be victorious, but wouldn't you like to hear a little story? A story you've never heard? A sad story?
Oh, man. Why do you always have to be such a Debbie Downer?
Let him speak.
It's the story of Dimension 2210. The story of my soul. By the way, you're nodding, Nikolai. I can only assume the chronorium already showed you the whole sorry tale. Well, for the benefit of the peanut gallery, I was just a boy then. An innocent. I was a sensitive child. A lonely child. Orphaned at a young age. I never got to know who I really was. But one day, I learned who I would grow up to be.
What do you speak of, Richtofen?
I had to do it. The chronorium told me. I had to trick the poor little innocent me into trusting a complete stranger.
Jeez, Richtofen. I don't think I like where this is going.
Me neither, Dempsey. But that's the sad truth of it all. I took mine own soul. Before it could ever have the chance to flourish. Is it any wonder I'm the way I am.
How about another drink? I am empty.
So, Richtofen, what exactly is the deal with Sam? Weren't you mortal enemies?
Oh yeah, very mortal. Very mortal indeed. But a lot has changed. Maybe since we both got a little taste of the MPD, it's helped us see a little more eye to eye.
I know she's got every right to be mad, what with her dad being killed and all. But how can we be sure she won't turn on us?
You know, there was a time and a place where Maxis was very much a father to me too. What? You're serious? I only ever knew him as a bitter rival.
The Chronorium shows only Samantha's path to redemption. When war is over, she will be normal child again. Innocent. Same as boy.
Well, that's nice to know. It's been a long time since I've been innocent. Do not remind me. But I'll tell you one thing. A long time ago, Samantha told me something very important. She promised she would keep us safe forever, and that she would make everything okay. She said her dad had a plan.
Nikolai, if what you have told us is true, that we stand on the brink of victory, then I would like to make a toast to peace. We have traveled further than I ever dreamed possible. We have faced challenges that no mortal should ever have to face. Though our alliance was brought to the brink of collapse many times, we have prevailed, even in the face of unimaginable evil. We fought with courage and honor, but now perhaps the fighting is truly at an end.
Fighting's in my blood, Tack. I'm a Marine, and that ain't something you just turn off.
Do not be so sure, Tank Dempsey. A warrior's path should always lead toward peace.
Well, I'm with you on that, Tack. To peace.
To peace.
I'm not going to apologize for all the terrible things I have done, because frankly, I'm not sorry for anything. Yeah, I've had the time of my life. No, I know you'll probably never really trust me, and even now, you'll be expecting me to pull some last-minute rabbit out of a hat. A big rabbit of betrayal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you, Dempsey. I knew I could rely on you. So, do you have a rabbit of betrayal? If I'm honest, I've been expecting one since we all got together. Sadly, no. I am all out of rabbits.
Okay, everybody, this is Old Song. I want you all to join in.
I've got to be honest, Nikolai. I'm not sure if I want to join in.
I'll sing for my supper, I'll drink to another, I'll tell all ye folks a tall tale.
A tall tale?
Well, it's all based on fact, though I should say the act of telling gets taller each day.
Literally.
Now you all know tune. It's time for someone else to sing. Ladies and gentlemen, Hank Dempsey.
My Aunt Jemima thought nothing was finer than lazing around every day. But my Aunt Jemima lost it all in a fire, including herself, by the way.
I thought that whole Jemima ride was going somewhere else entirely.
Takio
Yeah, Tack, give us something about the Emperor. Or honor.
Honor is one thing, but I'm feeling nothing but lack of opportunity. Our leaders are watching, but I'm not so eager to let them still watch over me.
Nicely done, Takeo. What about you, Richtofen?
Yeah.
Do you have any soul?
No.
I did, a long time ago. but it hurts just to think about it.
I started this song, but please don't get me wrong. No one sings unless they want to sing. We're all telling tales and we're all singing songs, drinking our drinks from midnight till dawn.
I was trying to say something there.
Sorry, Richtofen, we're not messing with you. We want to hear your dulcet tones. Ain't that right?
Yes!
Really? Really? This isn't the song that I wanted to sing. But nobody gets what they want. I was the nicest one, but you won't even remember me.
And if you start to doubt, you should know that without hindsight, we'd all be blind every day. You swallowed the tail of the whale. You were bit by the bite of the shark.
Ouch!
You have spoken many times of a war, Nikolai. A great war.
Yeah, a war unlike any we have ever seen.
Oh, are you going to tell them everything, Nikolai? The Apothecons, the Keepers, the Shadow Man, the Dark Ether, Monty.
Shadow Man? The Apotha what's? What's he talking about, Nikolai?
They are legends contained in the book, the Chronorium. Tales of demons and angels commanded by the forces of light and darkness.
That does not sound unlike any war we have ever faced.
Demons and angels, light and darkness, the big stuff. Who was who? Which was which? Do you know that, Nikolai?
Monty and Shadow Man were more similar than you know, Richtofen. Both were corrupted by the Dark Ether. One by his own ambition, the other desperately trying to save his friend. Do you remember when I asked you what you really want?
We remember. But why do you ask this now?
Because the Great War? No. The greatest war is the one we fight against ourselves.
So at one point Dempsey and Nikolai begin to talk about the Agarthan device. Dempsey asks, what is it, what does it do? And Nikolai tells him it can do many things, it has the power to open and close new worlds, but for them he intends to use it to bring them the peace that has eluded the crew for so long. And to me, the way he says that, it's almost like he's saying he's using the Agarthan device to bring them the peace that they've never gotten, in other words, to finally kill them. We know our characters have been trapped in an infinite cycle, a loop. Every time they die, the cycle is just reset over and over again. These characters never really die, they have been trapped in this nightmare, I guess you could say. And so the way Nikolai says he's going to use the device to finally bring them peace, well, could he have been hinting to Dempsey here that he's going to use it to finally kill them? Richtofen also finally tells us the story of Dimension 2210. From what we already knew from what we read in the Chronorium, it was a place that he travelled to collect the innocent version of Eddie's soul. That's all we knew. How exactly he collected it, we could have guessed he killed a child version of himself. However, in this conversation, he pretty much confirms that. Richtofen says that he had to trick the poor little innocent version of himself into trusting a complete stranger. The stranger was him, and then he says, I took my own soul before he even had the chance to flourish. I think we can guess what Richtofen did. He's kind of making it sound like he travelled to Dimension 2210, tricked his innocent child version to become friends with him, a complete stranger. Richtofen would have known who this child version of him was, but the child version wouldn't have known the older version of Richtofen, and so he gained his trust, and then he pretty much says he killed him. Whether he dragged him out into the woods and took his soul, I don't know. It is Richtofen at the end of the day, but the way he's saying it sounds very emotional, almost like well, he didn't want to. This innocent version of him that he killed never got to grow up. Richtofen took his life before he could. We could have guessed that Richtofen had to kill a child version of himself, but we never knew in what detail, and then of course that soul ended up being Eddie, who we see with Samantha in the ending cutscene. Apart from that, all of the other conversations don't really have implications on our storyline. We do hear Nikolai tell Takeo and Dempsey about the Shadow Man, Dr. Monty, Agarthan, the Ether, but I think this is quite a cool Easter egg, the fact that we can hear the conversations our characters are having, transmitting from the campfire in the forest to the one in Tag der Toten. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. There are so many more Easter eggs and radios, reels and stuff on this map. I will be covering them all on the channel, so stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed. Don't forget to drop a like rating, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye.